You are what you eat. The average age of your body's cells is around 8 years, so as each decade goes by, you are made up of mostly new material. And these come from what you consume. People love superfoods nowadays, and we love golden milk as much as the next person. But it's important to understand the effects of these too. Recalling the exact vitamins in your fruit-specific diet looks knowledgeable. Sometimes you need to take a step back though. If you aren't aware of the effect all that sugar has on your brain without sufficient protein and fat, your brain won't be able to continue recalling things down the line. So let's use our big healthy brains to look at the larger picture and determine what food groups you really need in your diet to stay sharp. Thanks to clever marketing from sweet treat companies a few decades ago, people often associate fat with bad health and worse looks. This unfortunate way things developed is part of why diabetes rates are so high nowadays, a disease that causes neurological complications and cognitive impairment. When you give your brain healthy fats, it runs at its very best. Your body converts fat into ketones when no carbohydrates are available. When your brain switches to ketones, its function improves and potentially benefits from neuroprotective effects. The extent of these advantages is still being determined, but a growing body of science suggests that fat is the optimal fuel for your brain. People who do intermittent fasting or follow a ketogenic diet often espouse the benefits their lifestyle brings to their mental clarity. We now know this isn't just a rumor but a research-backed benefit that we're still exploring. After all, it makes sense that when your body turns to its backup fuel source, it primes itself for focus to find the next food source. Luckily, you don't need to be a hunting caveman on the brink of starvation to get those benefits. Hold off on the carbs for a bit and give your brain some healthy fats to run on if you want a temporary brain boost. The long-term protective benefits are still being researched, but you're not doing any harm with healthy fats, that's for sure. This includes olive oil, sesame oil, nuts, and fatty fish. The distinction between good and bad fats is an important one though. Saturated and trans fats in particular can cause inflammation, reduce blood flow, impair cognitive function, and increase your risk of depression and anxiety. Healthy fats do basically the exact opposite. Most food labels make this distinction, so it's worth double-checking before you buy to make sure you're giving your brain gold instead of grime. Look out for omega-3 fatty acids, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats for a brain boost now and into the future. Next, we move on to the fuel that your brain is probably running on now, the confusing, filling carbohydrate. One of your liver's most important roles in turning carbs into glucose, which your brain will always switch to at the first opportunity. You've probably noticed that your brain likes to switch to glucose as eating carbs makes it release serotonin, commonly known as the happy hormone. According to some studies, a steady stream of carbohydrates helps you keep attention. Your brain also gets a lot of runtime from what your tummy might think is a relatively small amount of food, so it's a super efficient fuel for your thought box. Unfortunately, your body can't always deal with carbs efficiently if too many come flooding in at once. Complex carbs like sweet potatoes or oats take your body to process, releasing a steady stream of goodness for your brain. On the other hand, simple carbs like sugar and white pasta pile pressure into your body, causing your blood sugar to spike, briefly boosting your energy before causing fatigue and poor concentration. These carbs also cause inflammation throughout the body, your brain included. Sustained over time, this inflammation increases the likelihood of depression, Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, and more. The good news is that simple carbs can be a part of a complex carb meal. White pasta mixed in with fibrous vegetables, for example, will take longer for your body to process than if eaten alone, reducing any spikes in blood sugar and protecting your brain in both the short and long term. The glycemic index of carbs is an excellent way to measure their effect on your blood sugar. Spaghetti has a GI of 42, which isn't terrible. However, cook it with some carrots with a GI of 16 and you're bringing that overall score down lower. Beans, chickpeas, and lentils are some options that provide carbs while having an impressively low GI, meaning your brain will use them healthily. There are also good options to mix with higher GI foods to bring the average of a meal down and keep a lid on blood sugar fluctuations. If you find any of this information useful, leave us a like and leave your tips for keeping carbs healthy in the comments below. Now let's move on to the unsung hero. Protein might make you think of ripped guys in gyms who might have bigger biceps than brains. While it's the building block of muscles, looking after your brain is also crucial. How does it help your thinking organ operate though? Well, some of your brain's key neurotransmitters, including serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, are made of amino acids, the building block of protein. It is important your brain can access this fuel for it to operate properly. The role of protein is vital in children whose brains rely on protein to grow to their full potential. A lack of protein can cause brain development problems as it depends on these building blocks to develop appropriately. But there's no need to start getting angry at the veggies out there. Your brain is just as grateful for the protein in chickpeas as it is in steak, so you've got plenty of options. It's worth working out protein sources that suit your lifestyle, as getting enough of it is crucial for preventing age-related cognitive decline. Try and incorporate some plant or animal-based protein into every meal so your brain always has the building blocks it needs. In the short term, it's also been shown that you'll be sharper if you're getting enough amino acids. Tyrosine and tryptophan are especially important, and they're commonly found in soy, chicken, fish, bananas, seeds, and more. Proteins also help to lower the GI of carbs and keep you strong and healthy, so you'll be as eye-catching as you're smart. These are just the main 3 food categories, but there are plenty of subcategories to dive into. For example, caffeine-rich foods like chocolate can do great and scary things to your brain. Probiotic foods like Greek yogurt or sauerkraut support your gut microbiome, which is increasingly linked to your mood and mental health. We might dive into these fascinating topics of other ways food affects your brain in a future video, so make sure that you subscribe to stay updated on natural health solutions. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.